Ed?
Hey, it's a pleasure to be with you guys tonight.
Great to have you with us. Good, thank you. Tell us about your operation there in Arizona.
Well, we got some of the biggest careless weeds in the United States here. We're proud of them.
All right. Well, give me a little more specifics on the operation you have there. How many acres and how long have you been involved in that, Ed?
You messed my humor. I said my
I'm sorry. I did. I really did. I'm sorry. Let's try that again. Tell me about your operation.
We do pepper breeding here.
Yeah.
And we furnish the pepper seed for about 90% of the green chili industry and a little bit of several other different kinds, jalapeno and that kind of stuff. We first started with Teruo product, 4 or 5 years ago now. And knew about it some time ago, a long time ago, and knew that there was something to it. But we started using it. Probably the first thing that got our attention is that it made a lot of difference. The first year we seen some difference, but the first year where we used it, the second year the crop behind that was quite a bit different. And we farm in center pivots, and we had about 40 acres of pepper for seed under a 120-acre circle, and we just used the Ag 1000 on that 40 acres. The next year, we seen quite a difference, and actually the next 2 years, and specifically in a light red kidney bean crop, we seen a real difference the next year. Right to the line where we had put the Ag 1000, the light red kidneys were probably approximately 5 bags, 500-pound bags, or 500 pounds the acre better than where we hadn't used it. Mainly, and my growers all across this whole southwestern Chile belt, here in New Mexico, even into Mexico, some see a lot of good with Ag 1000, and I got several growers that are using it, spraying it just for fungicide and not using any fungicides. For instance, on melons, I know one grower specifically that completely quit using any kind of fungicide on his melons, and he's just spraying Ag 1000 about every 4 or 5 days, and he's completely held any kind of the leaf disease at all on watermelons, and anybody that's been in vegetable production knows that's tough. So yeah, we feel pretty good about it. We've tried real high rates, and we've kind of come back down to more nominal rates, probably not over 80 gallons to the acre on our pepper crops now, but we've went as high as 200 gallons. But definitely this whole biological thing going on in the study of soil is it's cutting edge, and Ag 1000 is definitely a good part of that.
How about that? Eric Lancaster here with us, and Amber Giddy. Eric, do you have a question for Ed?
Well, I just like how Ed's always taking an approach. He works a lot with universities as well, and with University of Arizona, NMSU, and really looks at combining a lot of different biological approaches, doing stuff with compost as well. And then as far as his mixing of products, I'm just curious. One of the other things we spoke about earlier was not crop residues, but intercropping. You're leaving some other cover crops, right? That you said that you were seeing.
Yeah, Eric, that's right. We're growing our pepper for disease control. We're using some rye, growing it right in conjunction with the chili, which is a very difficult thing to do. But as we've learned over the past 4 years, each year we've gained a little bit of knowledge on how to do that, and so it seems to, with our angle of the cover crops, that the way we feel about it, especially in this desert, the more active we can keep our soils, the better off we are. And Eric's exactly right. We're mixing several biologicals together, but the two that we see the best is Ag 1000 and the Eric, what's the name of the Agri-Grow?
Yeah.
We put those two together, and they're pretty dang powerful. But they both got a little different angles at what's going on inside them, and we kind of dig in a little deeper than probably most growers do on the scientific side of it, just from the angle we come at. But when you put those two together, they tend to complement each other And then there's a third company that's come in, and they have another one, and we just see. But you got to understand we're talking $4,000 an acre base input in this crop, so it's not like growing a crop that's you're not getting very much in it. We're putting lots of money in these crops before harvest, so a $4,000, $4,500 an acre input to hit it with several biologicals is we feel like I think Amber said something about a while ago about that it actually maybe saves on some other inputs, and it does. We see our organic matter. There's another company that has an algae product, and we mix that. We throw all these together along with some compost on different fields, and gosh, we see our organic matter getting up there way above what we've ever thought possible here in the desert, where it's not uncommon to have a 0.5 to 3/4% organic matter. Instead, now we're getting some way above 3. In fact, the highest one we had was almost 5, and we thought that it was impossible. We actually sent off for another test to make sure that was right. And sure enough, it came in at 1 point of the other one. So we see definitely some soil health going on. And another comment that was made earlier was that it takes more than 1 year, and it does. It's a program. It's not just a one-time application fixes everything. Especially on these vegetable crops, we see you can